Alright, what's up, Wolfpack? You got the first recorded exercise of today. I'm only gonna film 2 exercises today because it's really busy, you know? So, sorry. I know I've been trying to, I've wanted to film more, but, since it's Memorial Day today, people are coming in because the gym closes early. So it's a little busier than I'd like. Also, I'm like super busy today. So I can't really be resting too long. Let me think. I have this chest, I have a shoulder, and I literally think that's it. So, you know what? We'll just film those two. I don't really have much to talk about today. So I'm just gonna get in this first working set. We got 1 plate each side. All right. Okay, not bad. Throw on another plate. Alright, update on the back injury. So far, it's felt pretty good today. I would say I'm like 95% back to what I was before the stuff that happened. So, I've been doing my lat work again. Did Kelso shrugs over there. I'm not sure if you could see the machine or not, but I did my Kelsos over there and did the weight that got me injured. I was a little scared. But besides me doing those Kelsos again, my lat has felt perfectly normal. Which, at some point, I'm going to film the Kelsos because me doing those Kelsos made me wonder if I'm doing my form right or not. And I'm gonna need your guys' help, as well as me kind of just determining it while I'm editing. But yeah, as I said, today's a bit of a busy day. I got work, I don't know what time it is. Let me check real quick. Yeah, I got work in about 3 hours. And then after work, I have a parade to attend to because my family's going to be in it. So, a little stacked of a day. But still wanted to get in this, which that reminds me, this is like the earliest I've gone to the gym, and I could not get any sleep last night. I think I got 4.5 hours probably max. So I was ready to be like, oh, this isn't going to be that great of a lift. For me, I've never been one to be like, have no sleep and not have energy, and not have energy. So I wasn't really worried about that, but like everybody in the fitness sphere just really tries to drill in how important sleep is. And if you're not at least somewhat consistent with like getting like 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, it's eventually going to catch up to you. And like I said, I didn't really get 7 or 8 hours. So I was expecting my performance to be like somewhat weaker, which maybe you could argue it's been. I mean, you guys haven't seen it, but like my lat pull down I did 1 lower than my PR for 4 last time I did it. But chest press, I went up. Then every other exercise kind of just stayed the same. I don't know what's going on with the chest press here, but like I feel like I've been able to increase that drastically, every week by at least like 1 extra weight piece, whatever it's called. maybe it's just like neural adaptations and just me getting used to it, but I don't know. Not mad either way. One thing I've been thinking about getting is like a notebook so I can log my sets. Because even though I record this stuff, I don't really pay attention. Like when I'm editing, I'm not really paying attention to the set. Like even though I say I'm gonna go back and see, I don't really pay too much attention to the set unless it's like weirdly different or like I got way more than what I intended to. Which, if you watched the video I posted yesterday, which was my lower day on Friday, I'm pretty sure the hack squats I did, for the last set, I don't think I went as low. Like it was like a slight difference in terms of how low I went, but I don't think I went as low. So we're gonna go back to it tomorrow, and hopefully it's not as bad. And also, you guys might see a golf video tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure though, so don't expect a golf video, but there might be one. Gonna be hanging out with the homies. The scramble squad is all gonna be back here. So, if they want to do it, if they're camera shy, we're not gonna do it. But if they want to do it, we'll do it. And you guys will see Tiger Woods 2.0, aka me. All right, let me get this second set out of the way. First working set, second set of this exercise. We got 2 plates each side. If I get like 6, it'll be a good set. Anything more, and I'll probably go up in weight. Running it there. Definitely was a little bit off. I think it's because my body was a little bit turned to the left there. Made it the left side a little bit easier to get up. But I think I did like 4, maybe 5 there. I'm gonna throw on extra weight. Oh yeah, I'm starting to think I take too long with my workouts. Since today's been a bit of a busier day, I've been trying to do my exercises a little quicker because I want to have enough time to maybe make some lunch before I go in, maybe take a shower because I'm not trying to smell really musty. But I'm like an hour and a half in, and you guys are, like I said earlier, I got this in my shoulder exercise left. So I'm starting to think I recover a little too long because I've been able to perform somewhat at the same pace that I've been with much less recovery time. And maybe I'm just like putting a level of placebo on this. But I feel pretty good right now. Oh yeah, one thing I'm switching with my split. We're gonna stick to 1 bicep exercise and 1 forearm exercise, which is just gonna be like a hammer curl, preacher curl. And we're switching 1 out for a more lower lat exercise. Really want to build out the lats. So, pretty excited. You guys will know that I love my back exercises. In my opinion, if I were to do a bro split, which I don't know too much about bro splits, I know it's 1 times frequency. So back day would be the greatest day of all time. And I'll be honest, if I could only hit back and not have to worry about like resting to get proper muscle growth, I'm hitting back every single day for the rest of my life. Back, in my opinion, back is like the most fun you can have on it. You know, chest day's cool and all, but like, you know, I don't think it's as fun as people like to make it out. I think a lot of people overhype chest day. Leg day, you know, all right. Going into a rant now, but you know, if I could, I would do back, and it kind of sucked that I couldn't do back for a little bit. Which also, SLDLs are coming back tomorrow. You know, hopefully, I'm at 100% instead of like 95% for back. But either way, they're coming back. Not really worried. Also, during my little recovery, I tried a machine back there, which is kind of like a machine deadlift. I was thinking about doing it for SLDLs, like next time I was able to do them. But like the arm path on it, like it only stops to about like slightly below my knee, like right here, like top half of the calf. If that makes sense. And you know, I want a little bit more of a range of motion than that. So we're just sticking to, honestly, probably barbell. Because, you know, yeah, we're probably sticking to barbell. So, you know, if you're excited for the SLDLs, put a thumbs up in the comment section. Oh, man. Can't wait to go back to college, to be honest. I'm really banking on this year to be like a much better year than what I was dealing with last year. Which, you know, biggest reason I'm like expecting this to be a lot better year is because I'm putting a lot more effort into my future than I was last year. Last year I kind of just winged everything, kind of just was like, all right. Like when I chose my dorm, I picked whichever one had the funniest name, and it turns out I picked the worst dorm on campus. So, that was a bad idea. But now I have like the best place on campus, like in terms of value and what I get out of it. And like I've been consistent with driving. Although I've been getting honked at a lot. I'm starting to think I'm a bad driver. But I'm like more confident than ever at driving, even though my level of how I feel about being a driver has gone down. It's like the Dunning-Kruger effect, like the fake chart. I'll put that up in the video, or while I'm editing, so you guys know what I'm talking about. But like, even though I think I'm a worse driver, I definitely feel like way more confident behind the wheel, especially when coming to places where I kind of know the route. So overall, I'm really happy about that. Even though in the video where I said I wasn't really on top of my money, I'm still saving more than I'm spending. So to some extent, I still am like in the right direction to get to be able to get NCAA certified, or my NASM certification, and then I also have to do my CPR stuff. So overall, I'm putting a lot more effort into this year and how I'm going to be doing my stuff, which one thing I guess I am like nervous about is just how much I'm going to be doing during college. Because let's say hypothetically I do get certified. and I find a job out at my campus to be like a personal trainer. I'm gonna be doing videos, obviously, trying at college, because I'm not just gonna not go to college, and then I also have to work. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a big handful of stuff to do, and I'm hoping I can do it all, and maybe if it gets too much, especially now that I'm editing, maybe I'll hire like an editor, get a little editor going, and then you guys will get to see even hopefully, or well, most likely better edits. I can't say you will see, but most likely you'll see better editing, and I'll also be able to do everything I need to do. But then again, I still have to pay for tuition, so chances of that happening is very low. Worst comes to worst, you guys won't be seeing as many uploads, which, sorry, but I need to be somewhat financially stable, you know. Maybe if this YouTube stuff actually works out before then, which I'll be honest, I highly doubt. I've been doing it. So far my content journey's been longer than the period I have doing this stuff, and I'm not really that high up. You can look at my subscriber count right now. Chances are it is less. It is in the 40s. So not really expecting it to be like a massive thing, but I'm gonna keep going it out of the way. I'm not gonna quit content outright. Worst comes to worst, you guys won't see any content until I get out of college, or you'll see like shorts content, and then maybe I'll actually have stuff to say. All right, let me get this last working set out of the way. We got 2 plates and a 25 each side. I don't know how much it is. Don't really care for how much it is, but I know I've done this last time. So if I get like 4, it'll be a good set. Anything more, and it's a win. All right. All right, we got 4 there. Not too bad. But that's it for the first clip. I'll turn it back on when I got the shoulder press ready. All right, what's up, Wolf Pack? We got the shoulder press, as I said. This one, compared to the college gym one, which you guys have seen in the past, it's not like too bad. Like they're pretty similar in terms of how much weight I can do. So, not really expecting anything like too crazy. But let me get this warm up set out of the way. We got 50 pounds on the machine. Just how many I feel like. All right, not bad. We'll move it up to 100 for now. We'll see how that feels. I think this is the busiest I've seen the gym since coming back to college, which is, it feels a little crazy. Luckily, I've been able to do everything I wanted to do, which hasn't been too big. Yeah, it hasn't been too big of a hindrance of it being so busy compared to like the college gym. The good thing here is that, this Planet Fitness has like a lot of like the stable exercises here. They have a bunch of machines of. So it, people are doing a lot of those while, the ones that I want to do, which some were in use. Like it's not like I was able to do everything exactly how I wanted to do it. I had to move it around a little bit, but like the things that I normally do are just more, I guess, more niche at Planet Fitness. I guess that's the best way to put it. But you know, still able to do everything. You know, still able to do it in like a relatively short time period, like I said. And you know, at some point, you guys will get to see everything I get to do in a day. Whether it's like through the span of like a bunch of videos or like one big video piled in the one session, or like even like a short form. Like maybe I do like a this is my upper day, and then I play some like Midwestern emo music and be a chud. I'm just kidding. I probably wouldn't do that, you know, but maybe. I don't really have much to talk about anymore, but I'm gonna get this first working set out of the way. It's just because I'm trying to go quick here. Like I said, we have 100 pounds on the machine. If we get like 4 to win in my book, anything more, and we'll go up and weight. All right, I think we got 6 there. So we're gonna move it up a weight. One thing I will say, especially when I'm going like on my working sets where it's a little heavier, my chest likes to extend a little bit, and it takes away from the overall like shoulder development, because now your upper chest is playing a little bit more of a role to help you move up that weight. So one thing that I really try to drive through is just trying to keep my back completely on the bench, just so that I'm not like puffing out my chest and then targeting a little bit more of those chest fibers that I don't really want to hit. Which also, that reminds me, one thing that really like it kind of annoys me, but like it's nothing like that crazy, is when people will use like really big words. I sound like an idiot saying they use big words, but like if you're using like you gotta, I don't know, like your CNS recovery is awful. You really gotta wait a little longer so that and they go into that spiel. No, you could just tell me that you haven't recovered enough. Like people, you know, they'll say a lot of big words to make it seem like they're smarter than they actually are. But like, you could like chop it down. If you know what they're saying, you could probably chop it down into a couple words, or just like half the sentence. Like, I'm pretty sure in like coding, like in a bunch of like coding jobs, and I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure there's like a guy who just deletes code from like the people who make the code. And like that's a guy who really knows what he's doing with code. Because a lot of people, similar to how we speak, they'll put too much code that's really unnecessary for what the goal of whatever the company's trying to do. And what that guy will do is just cut it down to what it's trying to do, but make it less. And, you know, Like it kind of goes back to what I'm trying to say, where like, a lot of people will say these big words and say stuff that seems smart because they want to seem smart. But, you know, chances are they're just saying those words because they're trying to LARP being a smart guy or a smart girl. So, you know, to my niche fan base, to my 42 subscribers, which I don't know how many of you guys watch me, don't be one of those people. Just understand what you're trying to say and simplify what you're trying to say. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna come across a lot better, even though you might seem to people, and maybe even you might seem dumber. You are much more able to portray the message that you're trying to give, or I shouldn't say, it's much easier to give out the message you're trying to give out if you are simple with your language. Because at the end of the day, some people aren't going to know what CNS stands for, which if you don't, it stands for central nervous system. There you go. See, look at that. Just doing things that I talk about. It's kind of my thing. All right, let me get this last set out of the way. Sorry if you guys didn't enjoy that rant, but like I said, at the end of the first working set, we have 110 on the machine. If I can get 4, like the last time, it'll be a good set. Anything more, then we'll probably go up and wait to next upper deck. But I doubt it. I'm pretty sure this is my top set. All right. Yeah, we only got 2 there. We'll probably go back down, actually, next upper deck. I like to at least try and get 4. We'll just up the range before I up the weight. Probably make it to like 8 reps before I up the weight to 110. But that's it for the video today. If you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe, and share with your favorite friends and coworkers. If you want to follow me on other platforms, there should be a link tree in the description. Make sure you guys do your laundry, and I'll see you tomorrow.